The color chat between you and me. The one who talks right down to earth in a language that everybody here can easily understand.
And you're listening to Message from the Grassroots here on KEXU 96.1 FM LP, Poor People's Revolutionary Radio and TV. I'm your poor scholar, Biz Molotov, aka the Voodoo Child, coming at you from Black Arthur, Deep East Oakland on indigenous witching territory. Welcome, poor family audience. That's right, we poor. We so poor we can't afford the other O or the R. But hey, we may be poor materially, folks, yet we rich spiritually. We wealthy spiritually. We decolonize brainwaves to the people's airwaves. All power to the people. We open the broadcast tonight by remembering and honoring and thanking the ancestors whom shoulders we are standing on and who through their sacrifice for the people have paved a road for us to travel on toward our self-determination and liberation. Now it's left up to us people to build that vehicle to travel on this road that has been paid by the ancestors. And we will build that vehicle, a bus, so that everyone is riding. But don't get it twisted, people. This bus will not have any back seats. Everyone is sitting up front on this people's bus. Even if we have to build it sideways, everyone is riding up front. No one is taking a back seat to our liberation. Can y'all dig it? Woo! Hey. All right, at the top of the program tonight, we want to talk about what's happening on the political prisoner and prisoner war front. Those people, if you don't know, when we say political prisoner, prisoner of war, we're talking about those who sacrificed and are now lingering in America's KKK gulags. So we want to honor them all the time. We want all of them for their sacrifices and the continued struggles while even behind enemy lines as captives of the U.S. government, police state. One such freedom fighter is Jalil Muttaqin, a former member of the Black Panther Party and the Black Liberation Army. Right now, people, 15 members of the Black Panther Party and Black Liberation Army are serving 800 plus years of political imprisonment as a result of the government's illegal and dirty tactics involving the counterintelligence program, or better known as COINTELPRO, whose mission was to destroy the movement for black self-determination and liberation during the 1960s and early 70s. Others include Sundiata Acoli, Imam Jamil Alami, and Dr. Mutulu Shakur, among others. Jalil Muttaqin has been in prison since 1971. He is one of the longest held political prisoners in the world, having spent now 46 plus years in America's gulags. That's more time than Nelson Mandela spent in prison. Mandela also was a political prisoner. In 1998, since Jalal has been in prison, he has accomplished many things. In 1998, he co-initiated the National March and Demonstration in Washington, D.C., calling for recognition and amnesty for U.S. political prisoners. Over 8,000 activists from across the country participated. This led to the formation of the Jericho. Jalil also co-sponsored the Victory Gardens Project, a program in which farmers in Maine grew tons of fresh produce for distribution to poor urban communities in New York, New Jersey, and Boston, Massachusetts. In the 4 years of its existence, the project distributed nearly 10,000 pounds of fresh produce in urban centers. These are just a few of the programs that Jalil has established or helped establish while being held captive and refusing to have his spirit broken while being in the belly of the beast. Jalil Muttaqin will once again come up on parole next month. Please support Luther King's bid for release. Learn more about his case and that of other political prisoners and prisoners of war and help spread the word. Learn more about his case and that of other political prisoners and prisoners of war. For more information on this, contact the Jericho Amnesty Movement. All right, our second topic is, on April 15th, a rebellion erupted at South Carolina's Lee Correctional Institution, a maximum security prison. 7 prisoners died and 22 were seriously injured. This prison rebellion is being called the deadliest prison violence in a quarter century since the Lucasville uprising on April 11th in 1993. Officials, quote, say that the rebellion was caused by a turf war over cell phones and other contraband. But prisoners have denied this claim and said the more likely culprit is deteriorating conditions at Lee Correctional Institution. The staffing levels are so low, officers don't make required rounds. That leaves prisoners inside their cells longer each day. Some weeks, they get to shower twice in a week. Other times, they went without showers up to 9 days. Prisoners knew officers would not come to their rescue if they were attacked, which provided a major incentive to join gangs as a means of self-preservation. On April 18th, 14 former guards, a nurse, a groundskeeper, and service workers were indicted for bribery, wire fraud, and smuggling cell phones, cocaine, methamphetamines, marijuana, and alcohol into the prison from April 2015 to 2017. Men and women who are incarcerated in prison across the nation are declaring a nationwide prison strike.
Right now, who just graduated from high school, who's 18 years old.
You know what your bad
I got one that's already in college, who's 24 years old. I got one.
That's not the word. Men and women incarcerated in prisons across the nation are declaring a nationwide strike in response to the rebellion at Lee Correctional Institution. The brothers and sisters are demanding humane living conditions, access to rehabilitation, sentencing reform, and the end of modern day slavery. It's going down, y'all, August 21st. August 21st is also the month designated as Black August Month, in which we honor our fallen comrades who dared struggle for liberation. In the following weeks, we will be putting forward a call out to groups and individuals to organize solidarity actions with our sisters and brothers being held behind enemy lines in the California CDCR, the California Concentration Camp and Repression. Stay tuned to Poor People's Revolutionary Radio and TV about this effort. And before we sign off, I'm mad. I'm mad. Just like James Brown says, I'm mad. I need some get back. We've taken some hits, people, this week. We've taken some hits on our struggle. One, they passed the so-called Blue Lives Matter law in Congress, which gives the police makes the police a protected class. This is strange because the police already enjoy a protected class, the most protected class in this country. I want to also mention that 70 leaders and cheerleaders for the system voted to bring this bill in. Voted to bring in people who look like them, who are going to be now victims of this bill, where if you say the wrong things about a police officer or any such other thing, or if you out on a protest and a police officer is injured, you could be tried and receive up to 60 years as a hate crime. Another hit we took this week was the NFL has told its players that they can protest police terrorism and racism in this country, but they got to do it in the locker room. Once that national anthem starts up and that flag goes up, they had better stand up for the flag and the national anthem if they're on the field. If not, the whole team will be fine. But keeping them in the locker room or keeping them in the back, right, doesn't solve anything. It does not address the issues that Colin Kaepernick addressed when he first started not standing for the flag. So again, we're pretty dismayed about this. I want to know what the black players have to say about this, because after all, the NFL What's that stand for? The owners has made that very clear with that decision. Another hit with, that's right, Negroes for a Lease. You heard me right here on Poor People's Revolutionary Radio. And another hit we took, San Francisco District Attorney Gascon, George Gascon handed down his decision today, ready to charge officers for the assassinations of Mario Woods and Luis Gongordo Pat. He is not going to charge these officers for these atrocities. For many of us, we are not very surprised, but our hearts go out to the Mario Woods family and the Gongordo Pat family. For us, this is a slap in the face for all the hard work and efforts they put in to make sure that justice would be done in this country. And once again, we're reminded, America, people said justice is colorblind. And that's true. It's blind to people of color. That's what they mean by justice. Just us white folks get treated fair and reasonable and with dignity in this country. So more coming on that, I'm sure. So in closing, we always like to say, we started off talking about Jalil Luther King, long held political prisoner. We always like to say, what's the call?
Free them all.
Free them all. Free all our political prisoners and prisoners of war. Free the land, and most importantly, free our minds, and our asses will follow. All power to the people.